Today I'm going to be looking at one of the greatest albums of all time, in my opinion. A lot of people think that it's not very good, but I think it's Led Zeppelin's best album. If you're a music freak, you can already tell what it is. If you're not a music freak, this is Houses of the Holy, as stated before, by Led Zeppelin. This was released on March 28th, 1973 on Atlantic Records. So, one big part of the story behind this record is that Jimmy Page, the lead guitarist of the band, didn't want to duplicate their album that came before, the legendary Led Zeppelin 4. If you don't know that one's got Stairway to Heaven, Black Dog, Going to California, just to name a few. The point is, he didn't want to duplicate that album. He wanted to duplicate the genius of that album. He wanted this one to be just as memorable, just with different style, in a sense. You know what I mean? Good. Another fascinating thing about this album is that the title track, Houses of the Holy, was recorded for it, obviously, but it was never used until later. Why? Well, Robert Plant, the lead singer of Led Zeppelin, said that they really didn't know why. They just said they'd put it aside for later and never made it onto the final cut of this album. This is also the first Led Zeppelin album to have 100% original material because one song on Zeppelin 4 was not only written by Led Zeppelin, it was written by someone else that was not affiliated or a member of Led Zeppelin. So that's authentic for a good reason. Now, this album cover is pretty iconic and, in some cases, for some uncomfortable people, quite controversial. Yep, there are naked people on there, and people ask, are those children on there? Yes. Yes, those are actually children on there. There were two siblings. I'm not sure what their names are. However, this album cover was the shot was taken with much precision, because it was actually taken at sunrise and sunset, but they couldn't get the right effect, so they took it in black and white, and they messed around with the effects a little bit later. Moving on, speaking of photos, there is a gatefold for this album. Now, needless to say, just like with every other Zeppelin album, or most other Zeppelin albums anyway, or the most famous ones, the track listing is not listed on the cover. It's listed on the inner sleeve instead. So, I'll read that to you. This is what it looks like, just so you know. So, it goes as this. Side 1 has The Song Remains the Same, my personal favorite, the Rain song, then Talk Talk, which is paired with the Rain song, Over the Hills and Far Away, and The Crunch. Side B has got Dancing Days, Dire Maker, don't kill me, but I'm not really a big fan of Dire Maker, No Quarter, and The Ocean. And that's what your inner sleeve is going to look like. And here's what your record's going to look like, or the label anyway. Atlantic Records Side A. Atlantic Records Side B. And that's about it for Houses of the Holy. If you've never listened to this one, I highly recommend it. It is my favorite Zeppelin album, but that's just me. I don't know what your favorite Zeppelin album is. In fact, there's a question for the comments. What's your favorite Led Zeppelin album? If you want to post that in the comments, go for it. Anyways, thank you for watching this review.